Hi everyone and welcome back to Horizon Open Custom Racing. The plan for the day is to do 2 championships in a row. In the first one I will test this Porsche 959 which I used in the seasonal championship against Drivatars. Obviously it works really well there, but playing against humans is completely different matter. So the quest for today is to find out whether this car performs well. And if it does, then I'll take it to the second championship as well. And if it doesn't, then I'll switch to something else. Most probably Lotus Elise or Ford GT40. Two of my favorite cars so far in A-Class. I'm joined today by a few friends. SlowJournalist, also known as Subaru or Subi. NFS 012, also known as NeedForSpeed, and RottenByte, also known as RottenByte. Here we are on the Lookout Circuit. The Supra has unghosted in front of me. A little bit unlucky, so I hit him in the rear, but just ever so slightly. Now he's right behind me. Hopefully no carnage is gonna happen. Oh well, there was quite a bit of a dive from him. Luckily he ghosted. I'm not sure if that was an attempt on revenge or most probably just late braking, but let's try to not throw out RottenByte into the wall. Not exactly a clean pass on my side. We had a side-by-side contact, but hopefully no hard feelings. I'm really sorry, mate. That wasn't really intentional. So we up in 5th place from all the way back of the pack. It looks like the guy in 4th is not very fast, and he just lost a whole lot of time by braking for no reason in the flat out section. So this opens up a possibility to attack, and you can see him locking out his wheels in many corners. So managed to pass him nice and clean as well, up in 4th position. But from here on it's actually going to be a little bit more difficult. I'm quite a bit far behind. You can see Subi somewhere ahead in his Lotus Elise, the car that I like to drive, and I don't know, that's if there is kind of a benchmark to use for performance, it doesn't look like I really can catch up so far. The Porsche I'm driving drives really smooth and nice, but it looks like it lacks the actual speed, because the guy I passed who made a bunch of mistakes seemed to be hanging onto my rear bumper right now. It, almost as if he intentionally let me pass and now just won't let go. That's most probably not the case. He just made a mistake which opened an opportunity for me, but I can't really get off him, and yeah, there's no more time to catch up with the top 3. So not exactly, it's not, the race wasn't bad at all, and the car is nice to drive, but it's not exactly the performance I would call really good, you know, not something that I would happily take into the race. So we lost to 2 Skylines, and oh, Subi made it up to 2nd place. Really nice. And yeah, you can see the lap time. Oh wow, I'm 3 seconds slower than the 1st place. That's not a great sign, but let's see how it goes for the 2nd race. Right, up to Sierra Verde Sprint. Again, I'm starting 4th, very nice, and we have close to full lobby now, which is really good. The more the merrier, you know, and the better the benchmark is. You can see Rotten Sky has all the launch and acceleration in the world, and pretty much everybody's blasting past me, but I still made it through the corner, somehow managed to not smash the wall. It wasn't really good go through though, so gonna be creating me a bit of a problem. This guy here, yep, past him. Oh, there was a good hit from behind. which sent me off wide completely. So, oh, man, stop pushing me. This guy in Audi, he did let me pass in the first instance, but now this really looked like an intentional push to the side. That is not very nice. I don't like intentional ramming. So passing the RottenByte, who lost a bit of his way, and it looks like he managed to also screw it up for another guy. So 2 places up for me, up in 4th again. I've got everybody on my tail. So wide here. Oh, what happened, Tsubi? Ah! Have you seen that? Jesus. I was so Tsubi got probably slowed down by the wall riding or something, a heat of the wall. So he almost stopped on the track, and I got so distracted by what was going on with him. So I stopped paying attention for a second or so to the road, and guess what? There was a tree in my way. So that's my hopes to good race over. But overall, the purpose is still to test the car, right? Kinda. And so far my observations are following. It does well against low and midfield cars in this pack, which are not very competitive cars and not very competitive drivers. But it doesn't look like it has any chance against the higher level. Man, this was N55 and 52 guy. He pushed me into the wall absolutely deliberately. I don't like that, and that's the second time his name pops up on my screen as an attempt to smash me. So are we dealing with a shameful rammer? One of the bad guys in Forza, the dirty one? I don't know. Let's not jump to conclusions. Let's see how we go through the 3rd race, and also try to observe their behavior if it persists. Yeah, I'm still in the 4th place in the championship, but that's not too great. Not too great. Los Jardines Circuit, the last one in the first championship, which, yeah, will combine my observations over the 959. Again, it's a pleasure to drive. It's really nice, but it feels like it lacks top speed to actually be competitive. It's very good through the corners, and especially when I don't make mistakes. Managed to, well, almost managed to pass a few people, but should be able right now. RottenByte in front of me. I just hope he doesn't ghost right in front of me. Well, almost did. Again, a hit in the back. Luckily there was still enough space. I think there's 3 abreast: the Focus, the KTM, and Rotten Skyline. Woo, that's somebody flying. Alright, opens up an opportunity for me. Just need to, okay, that red Audi, that's again the N55 guy, so should keep close eye on him. Okay, conceding the position because I made a mistake, but now he made a mistake, so I'm just taking it back nicely and getting back to chasing that KTM. I pretty much gave up on the idea of fighting for the win here. I don't think that is quite possible. No worries, NFS, no need to say sorry. So as you can see, I guess NeedForSpeed missed a checkpoint or something, ended up in the end of the pack and passed me right away, which gives you a comparison of performance of the cars. If somebody is able to recover like that, come on, stop pushing me. That's our friend N55, so I can expect in the next corner, I guess he's gonna go for a move. No, not fast enough. Okay, But when you have somebody who's ramming like that, not only that looks bad in the meantime past the KTM, but you have to be worried in every hard braking zone, because you know they gonna try to use user brakes. And now there was an absolute deliberate push out of the checkpoint, so that's 3 strikes pretty much, which means we definitely do have a case of a very dirty, shameful rammer. The funny thing is, tomorrow I'm gonna forget about him and he'll still be an asshole. So, poor man, you can't drive clean. That just shines bad at you. Doesn't really mean anything for anyone else. But obviously, that means no good finishing position for me. It's really hard to recover from missed checkpoint, especially this late into the race, but also my observations about the car are not perfect. It's pleasure to drive, but it's not something I would take into the race if I expect to win it. Still was a good test, I think was good fun, so I will now switch to Lotus Elise that I like to drive for the second championship, and we'll try to put some competition into the mix, because so far I wasn't anywhere near the top 3. But let's move on to the next one and see how that goes. So the second championship opens up with Reservorio Sprint, which is probably not ideal for me because my Elise is tuned for more cornering rather than top speed, and actually won't perform too well in the very beginning section, this one where the top speed is very important because the cars accelerate pretty much on the straight, all the very long straight, all the way down to the first hard braking. So you can see quite a few cars past me, and think I'm topping at about now the 255, 260 kilometers per hour is the maximum this car can do. And you can see a few cars ahead of me, but yeah, unlucky Rotten, and yeah, passing this one quite nicely. As you can see, I managed to keep better cornering speed, and that gave me advantage. So now we need to play a little bit of a catch up with the Subi in front, who switched into the Golf. You should have kept the Elise, man. That way we could compare apples to apples. But that's fine. That Golf of his is actually the car he uses quite a bit in the rivals. So don't be fooled. It's a high performance machine, and you can see the difference to 959 right away. Yeah, I'm already much higher in the pack than I ever was in the previous championship, and yeah, there's a lot more competitive racing going on right now. And the good news as well is I can stay outside of the range for the N55 guy, who, as we established already, is a shameful rammer. So I did a few slides in the corners which costed me a lot of time now, so I don't think I'm catching up with NeedForSpeed or the second leader, but should be safe in the podium position in top 3. Oh no, no, I won't be safe in the podium position because I just missed the checkpoint completely for no reason. And again, that's the end of the competition for me. Now the car performance is not enough when you have an inept driver behind it like me right now. So from the podium finish to one before last in amount of what, 15 seconds or so at the very end of the race, that's quite disappointing, but you know, it's one of those days. So I smashed the tree already with 9559. I missed a checkpoint completely on my own, wasn't pushed out, wasn't rammed, nothing, completely on my own. Now in the leads, so yep, need to tune the hands because they are not growing from the right place. Let's try to correct that in the second one. Yeah, as you can see, Subi was quite happy with my performance there, and we are now in Plaza Circuit, and I'm starting first, which is really nice here. There's quite narrow streets, so actually having a little bit of advantage of starting in front definitely helps. And as I said, this is a handling setup, so a lot of corners, high speed corners for that measure, but corners nonetheless, and low speed corners like this should help quite a bit. Oh, almost completely lost it, almost turned around, but somehow continued to move in the correct direction. And who do we have? We have SlowJournalist right on my tail, so as a competition as it should be. However, it doesn't look like I'm being actually pressed too much, so I just need to try to make it nice and right, avoid many mistakes, and I should be able to stick to the lead in this race, which again, see, you might have heard me saying before that I don't see all that many runners anymore, but I guess part of the reason is I try to stay ahead, not necessarily in the first place, but even in the top 3, top 4, there's usually enough healthy and clean competition, while all the ramming is happening closer to the mid and end of the pack. So the moment I got into that rear end of the racing, I got my fair share of ramming right away. Happens, eh? So Subi is not giving up on me, he's absolutely on my tail, while everybody else fallen behind quite a bit. So, oh wow, he's already in the attack range, and of course me messing up that corner doesn't help. Come on Subi, stop, no! Ah! Okay, there's a little bit of fighting, a little bit of contact even. Maybe I should have actually left some more space and let him pass, to be honest. So there's a little bit of that, but I'm still sure I can build the gap up again. You can see I'm quite a bit ahead again. So the plan is to try to actually win this race, correct a bit for the 8th place of the previous race, where I messed up completely on my own without any external help. So let's try to do this one right. We're still on the second lap. The Plaza Circuit is not very short, but not too long either. There's much longer circuits there. Starting the last lap in the first place with a little bit of gap to Subi. Just enough to be comfortable, so he's too far behind to actually mount any actual attempt on me, and far enough that if I make some small mistake I can still recover from it, hoping I'm still ahead. So that's a good position to be in. Maybe the wheel-to-wheel racing is more fun, but this one feels quite a bit safer, so should be fine. If we go through this section, this probably was the more difficult part of the track. No! Ah! Right, hey Subi, go ahead, well deserved. I'm really speechless. Again, sent it into the wall on my own, and there was still a chance to actually recover, but I counter steered way too much, which once the car caught the grip meant I'm just flying into another wall, and that's the end of it. Subi, don't slow down, That's your win. Yeah, good. Right, okay, second place, still not too bad, still better than anything I did in 959, but second race in a row, I'm destroying my own race and being a complete idiot. At least the lap times are not too bad, so there's that. And yeah, performance-wise, comparison between Elise and 959 go absolutely one way. I'm quite easily fighting in front, even with mistakes and errors, while back then I could only collect the dust from the guys in the podium space. But obviously all those mistakes don't fare well on my championship position, so there's that. Let's go to the last race. Dunas Blancas Sprint is gonna be the last competition for today. Let's try to finish this one on a high note, which the start one before last is not helping with that. I wish there was some kind of qualifying or something that would determine the starting positions, to be honest, because now I need to go through the whole field again, and yeah, not a fan of starting from the back when I can't even influence that. But okay, yeah, not enough complaining. Let's try to survive the carnage here. Whoa, that was close. I barely made that checkpoint by the skin of my teeth. So it's gonna be this kind of racing, and with this I guess go the hopes for the high position finish. I'm gonna need to play quite a bit of catch up. Just that collision probably cost me, well, a second and a half, maybe two. Now smashing this wall didn't help, so now I need to pass somehow these three guys in front who are racing between themselves and ramming each other absolutely wildly and pretty intentionally. Yeah, as I said, at the back of the pack the fun is completely different, so let's try to make a nice move that would stick and would not result in me going outside of the checkpoint, which is very helped by really wide cornering by that guy. So just need to try to side by side. Cool, that was close. I think he tried to push me. I'm not quite sure, but let me just say that was my bad. And let's try to attack him. Too many rammers, that's a second one. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe that wasn't intentional, but let's see. So I'm faster here, should be able to pass him right now. What are you doing? Yeah, okay, that is the end of my race. 87% and I missed the checkpoint. Obviously there's absolutely zero chance to catch up, so yeah, it's one of those days. I wanted to measure the performance. I got my, oh well, okay, I'm parked here, I'm not going to the end, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video nonetheless. There's more of the Horizon Open Racing side to it than you usually see in my videos. I'm not finishing this race, so I'm gonna just stay here. And yeah, congrats to all of the winners here, and thanks to my friends Subi, NeedForSpeed and RottenByte for joining me here. I hope you enjoyed the video as well, and I'll see you in the next one.